She was sitting there. She was sitting in the car. I saw her in the passenger seat, and the water was just up to the seat level. And she had her legs up on the seat, and she's just sitting there looking at me. Didn't say anything, just sitting there looking. Earlier that day, we had a call of an individual that had unfortunately passed away. It was all natural causes. And we had just finished that, and when the call came in, I heard the call on the radio that there was a car that had gone in the water and possibly occupied.
I think you got there first, right?
I was
Maybe?
right behind the fire truck. Like I said, it's an unmarked car, so I only have the little lights, so you can't go too fast. So I got right behind the fire truck. We arrived at the same time and got out and was trying to figure out what was going on. Well, the first thing I was like, how did she get that far? It's a good 6 to 8 feet sidewalk.
Yeah.
And then you got to go through a railing, which isn't meant to stop cars. It's a pedestrian railing. And then after that, you have another 10 feet of break rock or breakwater rock, whatever that is. And then she was past that and in the water.
Yeah.
The fire department was tying off a rope to the rail and trying to get the other side of the car to keep the car in to the shore so it doesn't float away, because the waves were pretty high.
Choppy that day, yeah.
3 to 4 feet high.
I think subconsciously we were going in regardless.
Yeah.
It's like a spouse working with these guys. You know, sometimes you can just look at them and just your body language just tells you what you need to do. Like words unsaid.
We had the same idea. We're both going in.
Yeah.
The only planning that we had was we had to get everything off of us that could weigh us down. Then when Officer Lesage came back, I said, here, take this, take the guns and the duty belt. And he's like, you're going in? I said, yeah. And he said, okay. I know I didn't want to break the front window because she's sitting right there looking at me. So if I broke the front window with the Halligan, I was afraid it would hit her. The glass would shatter all over. So I went to the back window, and I broke the back window, and I reached around to unlock the door. And there's no lock. The lock was down on the handle. And by the time I got to the front, the water had already risen up to half the window height. And then I finally broke the front window, and by the time I did break it, the water was all the way at the top. I opened the door. She's just sitting there looking at me. She was on the back of the seat now, looking up at the ceiling, because she had probably 4 inches of air at the roof. So she was leaning back, getting what air she could. I don't think I said anything or she said anything. I just grabbed her and pulled her out. I went back, and then and everybody took control of her. And then Officer Lesage and Spellman helped out with the firemen getting her out. As soon as they let go of the rope, the car right down. That rope was the only thing that was holding her up. I got up on land, out of the water. Captain Hart came up, and he put this homemade crocheted blanket around me. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, what are you doing? You know, why? So I'm thinking, whose blanket is this?
He didn't even know he was shivering that bad.
And he goes, you want to go in the ambulance? I said, no, I'm fine. Scott came over. He goes, come on, let me get you in the car. I'm like, why? He says, look at you. And I look, and yeah, I'm shivering. Once she got in the ambulance, she was good. The firemen took over. The ambulance crew took over. I only think she spent 3 hours in the hospital, and she went back home.
She went home that night.
It's nice to know that after 27 years you did something instead of being the bad guy all the time. You know, you arrested my dad, you had to do this, you arrested my husband, or whatever the bad thing is. It's, hey, you know what? We did this. So, it's good.